Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. My name is Claudia, and if you're new to this channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and make sure you guys hit the bell for notifications for any new uploads. I hope you guys are all having a good week. This is gonna be my first week back in school, and of course, like many of us, or maybe all of us, I am doing online learning, remote learning, I guess. It's been, just to give you guys like a quick little update, it's been quite the experience doing my classes on Zoom and seeing everybody in like their home, and you can see people's dogs and their kids and teachers' houses. It's really crazy. It's kind of cool and I'm enjoying it so far. So hope that anybody or any of you guys that are in school right now, you guys have a great semester or quarter, term, whatever it is, and just, remember that it's only a couple of weeks and then it's over, and just do the best that you can. I know this is probably not the best time for many people to be in school. I even considered whether or not I wanted to take classes, but I like challenges and I thought I might as well give it a try. So here we are, and let's get started. As you can notice from the title of today's video, it is very personal, at least it is for me, and I just want to be real with you guys and keep it 100% honest and authentic and just be myself on here. And every time that I turn on my camera to vlog for you guys, I learn something new about myself, and I even rewatch my own vlogs, because you have to take your own advice sometimes, and that's something that a lot of us, I feel, don't do. Even myself, we give a lot of advice but we don't actually take it. So here's to taking our own advice and taking care of ourselves. Today's topic is, why is self-love so hard? And I know we're in this new era of self-love and promoting self-love and loving yourself, and definitely when I was growing up, it wasn't something that I ever remember my dad talking about really, or adults around me, or even friends, like even through high school. I don't remember self-love being like such a big thing. But now, as I've gotten older, and obviously through social media awareness and different campaigns that I see brands and companies doing, self-love seems to be very popular, but nobody really breaks it down. So that's what I want to do today for you guys. I want to break it down and explain what it really is, what self-love means to me, and above all, why it's so important. So when I was thinking of the topic for this video, I had to really ask myself, why is self-love so hard? Why do we have such a hard time accepting that we need to love ourselves and that we should put ourselves first, and that it's okay to think of ourselves sometimes before others? Like, why is that such a hard concept? Again, maybe this is not for everybody, but it has been something very hard for me to learn, and I'm still learning and improving at it daily. So I came up with some reasons, and maybe you guys can agree. If you guys feel like this, let me know in the comments below. I personally feel like self-love is hard because, first of all, we really compare ourselves to other people, and that could be something very basic and not even a bad way. You can just be like, oh, my friend has a better job than me, or they're skinnier, or they're in a relationship and I'm not. Main point, guys, we tend to compare ourselves a lot to other people and look at what they have and what we don't have, and it can really get to you. And then once you start playing the comparing game, just know that you're never gonna win, because there's gonna be, first of all, there's like 7 billion of us on this planet. There's gonna be somebody out there with a better car than you, looks better than you, has more money than you, is in a better position than you. Doesn't matter, that's just gonna happen. It happens all the time. So definitely comparing yourself is one of the reasons that we have a hard time loving ourselves. Another reason that it might be hard for you to give yourself some love is probably gonna be because of social media. So social media, I think safe to say, plays a big role in a lot of our lives, and that can either be a good thing or a bad thing. Just depends on how you see it, what you use it for, how much time you're on it, and what role it plays in your life. But it can definitely play a negative role. Like, I have a lot of nieces and cousins that are like in that age group of like probably 13 or 12 to 15 or 18, I guess, and they're on social media, and I wish they weren't, honestly. If you guys are watching this, I wish you guys didn't have social media at all, because when I was growing up, social media was not a thing. And I know that makes me sound old, which I'm not, but we didn't have to grow up. And I say we because I'm hoping you guys kind of can relate. You know what I mean? We didn't have to grow up with social media, MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, if that's even a thing anymore. And we didn't have to grow up with Instagram for sure. And even though people were out there getting surgeries, it wasn't so visible to us as kids growing up in school that people had altered their faces and their bodies and everything to look like something completely different. Another thing that even gets to me sometimes that can make me like want to change myself is filters. Filters are crazy. Filters will make me look like, I don't even know, they'll just make me look crazy. And it's cute and everything, but if you're somebody who struggles with self-love and you maybe don't even like the way you look physically, then it can be really hard to be on social media and be like scrolling, looking at all of these models that have these amazing bodies. And again, if you guys watched one of my first videos, I know it's long, but I talked about my eating disorder that I had in high school, and it carried on a little bit after high school. That was very hard, and I was not on social media until much later. So if I had had social media during that time, it probably would have been very hard for me to get out of that, and I probably would have just been seeking to look like one of these bodies that's not really realistic for a girl that's changing and growing and developing. So just keep that in mind and be careful with social media, because it doesn't always, help self-love. Not all the time, but I have seen a lot of positivity on there that can be helpful. The last reason why self-love can be hard sometimes, guys, is because we just feel like we're not good enough, or we feel like we're just not enough for somebody. Like we have to be this perfect person for somebody else, and we have to be flawless, or we can't make mistakes, or we're just really hard on ourselves. And if you're a little bit of a perfectionist like I am, then you can definitely relate to that. It's really hard. Like you are your biggest critic, and some people just don't get that, and you're always going to come down really hard on yourself. So these are all reasons why self-love can be hard. Maybe again, these are not the reasons that it might be hard for you, but these are ones that I came up with. And I think it's important to know why it's hard, because when you realize why something is hard, I think that it's much easier to actually go ahead and start tackling it and be able to do it and change it. Just like self-love can be hard and it's a journey, there is many reasons why it's really important. So the number one reason why self-love is important is because it's good for you. And I know that sounds really basic, but hear me out. If you love yourself, like truly genuinely love and accept yourself and give yourself love, as like what are you gonna do, hug yourself? I know it sounds weird, but if you actually love yourself and respect yourself, you're gonna be so much happier. You're gonna be such a better person, like inwardly toward outwardly, and everything starts inside. And also you're gonna know how to treat others, because you're gonna treat yourself so good, and you're gonna put yourself first, and you're gonna know how you want to be treated, that if anybody comes into your life in any type of way and tries to change that, then you're gonna know exactly what's up. And it's really important nowadays, again, in an age where genuine relationships I feel are hard to maybe establish, and especially now with a lot of us still secluded from each other, it's important to know what's real. So you gotta give yourself love, because not only is it going to be good for your mental health, but it's even going to reflect in your physical health. So I definitely wanted to make this video easy for you guys to follow along with and understand. I wanted to make it short so that you could just listen to it and kind of analyze if you give yourself love and where your little self-love meter is at, and hopefully you guys can start making these changes in your life as well. So something important that I had to do when I started learning more about self-love and why it's important and why it's hard sometimes is realize what bad habits I had and start breaking those habits. The number one bad habit that I had, and thankfully I feel like I'm so much better now and I definitely don't struggle with that anymore. And once in a while it'll creep up, but again, it's mostly just because of social media and because we're on there and we see all these crazy things, is comparing myself. I definitely was a girl that would compare myself from when I was really young, because I've always been a thicker, you know, dark skin, like big eyebrows type of girl, and I didn't think I was pretty for a long time. And if you tell me now like you're pretty, I won't even know what to say, and it's still like working on that acceptance. And you know, maybe I'm not your type of pretty, but I know that I am pretty and that I'm beautiful and somebody finds me beautiful, and most of all I find myself beautiful, which is even more important. So comparing yourself is something that you definitely have to like cut it out and not do that as much as possible. Something else I suggest is seeing if there's any relationships around you that put you down. That's something that we might not think about often, but sometimes we have those friends that are really not our friends, or maybe sometimes it's even our own parents or just co-workers that really put us down somehow. And that type of energy, you just have to get it really far away from you. Another bad habit that sometimes we have, and it's really not even bad, it's just something that we probably shouldn't be doing all the time, is saying yes. I've actually never really struggled with this one, and if you know, you know, because you really can't force me to do anything. And if you tell me to do something, I'm not just gonna say yes because I feel bad or anything like that. Like, that's not me. But I do know some people that just always say yes even when they don't have the time, they don't even have time for themselves, or they're really busy. They'll just say yes and they're just wearing themselves out, and that's not a way of giving yourself self-love. So if you do that, just realize that it's okay to say no, and it's okay to say no multiple times. Like, no can be your best friend, and it's okay if you put yourself first. Again, that is okay. Another suggestion that I have for you guys is to go ahead and make a list, or at least think about it, and think about what self-love means to you, because self-love is not the same for everybody. I'm a little bit extra, so I'm going to tell you guys what I do. I literally, when I first started learning about this a couple years ago, and I started realizing that I had no self-love, like at all. Like, if we want to talk about a gas tank, mine was like on E, like on empty, emergency, need to stop right now, pull over. Mine was really, really low. Like, I thankfully had good people around me, but when you don't value yourself and when you don't love yourself, even respect yourself, you can really go to some really dark places, and it's hard to come out of it. And once in a while, that old you will want to come back. But again, it's really important who you have around you, and to know what you're worth and who you are and how far you've come. So again, like I said, I'm pretty extra. I literally make like, well, I used to, now I just, obviously I know. You make like one column and you put physical at the top, and then you make another column and you write spiritual, and then you make another column and you write mental. So spiritual, physical, and mental. Because why? So there are things that I do for my spiritual self-love, is things like my own alone prayer time. And that's really important for me to have that time. So that's something that I do for that. And then, for example, mental self-love, those are just things that I do like to take care of myself. So I'll listen to like a really good podcast, I'll come in here and listen to my favorite bloggers, or I'll read a really good book, and that book can be something that's teaching me something about self-love, or just a really cool story, just something for me that makes me feel good. And that's the mental part. And you guys already know what I do for the physical part. What I do for the physical part, don't think bad, is go to the gym. I'm in the gym 4 to 5 times a week, very early, and that is literally me time. Like, I'm not doing that for anybody else. I don't wake up that early to please anybody else, to make anybody else happy or anything. That time is for me, just because I feel so good when I'm working out, and I know that that makes me feel healthy and makes me feel good inside, and makes me look good outside, and I can eat whatever I want. So that's what I do for that. And for you guys, it might be really simple. It could be like 30 minutes of quiet time. I know people really struggle with that. Or it could be going to hear a band, or it could be just things that you need to do for you. It could be buying yourself that thing that you've really been wanting, and it could be taking a bath, it could be getting a massage. And I don't want anybody to think that this video is only for girls. This video is for guys as well. All of my content is for both peoples, everybody in general, because these are things that we should all be doing. Like, everybody should be doing this. There's no reason that you shouldn't feel good, that you shouldn't feel loved, and that you shouldn't love yourself. If you realize that this is something really hard for you guys to do, then my suggestion would be to actually schedule it in. So sometimes if I don't write something down again in my calendar, I'm probably not gonna do it just because I say I'm gonna do it, or yeah, I really have to do that, or yeah, I really want to do that. But if I don't actually schedule it, then I probably might not get around to it because we're lazy with ourselves. That's the thing. We give so much energy to so many other people and so many other things in life, and we want to be there for everybody and be great for everybody else, but you forget about yourself and you don't show up for yourself. So write it down, schedule it, and get it done. Whatever that's a manicure, pedicure, guys, I don't know. I mean, a new video game. I don't know too much about what, guys might do for self-love, but let me just mention skincare, guys, is really important. You guys really need to get a skincare routine. And leave me comments below of what you guys do for self-love so that I get more ideas and that I can, better give you guys advice. Lastly, I just want to tell you guys that this is a journey. I don't have to say that, but just in case anybody thought that this, happens quickly, I wish it did. But it's a daily journey, and it's not like you just flip a switch one day and bam, you love yourself and you accept yourself. But just be honest with yourself, look at yourself in the mirror, and start to see all the things that make you great. Somebody out there loves all those things about you, and you're gonna find that person. And if it's a relationship, then that's what it is. But you have to love yourself now. You can't be waiting for somebody to come into your life and love you. So don't feel like that. Just remember, it's a daily journey, and we all start somewhere, and there's always a perfect time to start. It's never too late to start anything, including loving yourself. Put yourself first. It's okay. And I'm really glad that I did this video for you guys. I hope that you guys liked it as much as I probably like it. And don't forget to please give me a follow on Instagram. Make sure you're subscribed. Definitely follow me on Instagram because you guys can see what I kind of do on a day-to-day and keep up with me. And yeah, let's keep growing together. Let's keep growing, and let's keep learning and evolving and spreading the love on here. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I hope you guys have a great week, and don't forget that I'm here for you guys, and anytime you guys can either leave me a message below, or you can send me a message on my Instagram if you guys need any help with anything or any advice that I may be able to give you guys, any recommendations. Please always feel free to reach out on my channel or again through Instagram, just because I really want this to be an open space. I want to create a great community. I want you guys to feel like you know me, and I want to just keep it real with you. And thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Ciao!